students again, I always give them I feel like a very motivated statement to them. I always tell them like, I didn't know how to make sourdough yesterday, and today I know everything about sourdough. So actually, I want to bring this so-called statement to encourage people. Why actually I wanted to teach people is actually by sharing the knowledge, you actually learn more and you feel good about it by you like transferring your knowledge to someone that feel like, oh, it's so hard to make sourdough, I almost give up on my second tries. So despite being involved in the academy, I feel like teaching really make me someone that I want to grow myself in a way. Like by teaching, I actually will want to learn more also, like how can I pass this knowledge or techniques to students that actually feel so intimidated about getting everything perfect, right? A lot of students will always say, I want to follow the recipe from A to Z, but when I follow, I didn't get things right. Why? So when I teach, I actually give them a different approach. Like I want to let them know that don't be so get intimidated. You need to learn how to let go sometimes. Like do it on your own. Like don't be so rigid. Like sourdough is not really for me. It shouldn't be a rigid game.
Yeah.
Right. There's so many ways that you can play around with as long as you understand the process.
Yeah.
So by teaching, I feel so grateful or happy sometimes that the student tell me, hey, I managed to make the loaf on my own, even though it's not as good as during the class, but at least I made something. So yeah, I feel really happy when I get to know update from them. I make something.
Yeah, I feel like you're teaching, like if I didn't know you were talking about sourdough, it kind of feels like you're talking about life itself.
Yes, actually,
Because
yes,
bread is life, right?
correct.
It's a staple food that's
Yes,
existed for many, 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 many
yeah, it's
years.
a very healthy bread.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the process of making it also teach you about life, which is, I
yes,
think it's a very wonderful
correct. So
thing.
it's part of like a lot of like emotional,
Yeah.
your intuition of touching and understanding the dough. How do I bring this knowledge to student? Yeah, kind of things.
That is so interesting.
Like we have also have a lot of students that when they join our sourdough workshop, right? Actually, they have zero
Zero knowledge.
knowledge
Oh, they must be
about
so
making.
lost.
Yes,
Yeah.
just happened like for the past few weeks. So I mean, it's good for them. They really um curious about baking, but maybe to a certain extent, maybe sourdough is a bit too advanced for them. So we were thinking, okay, we should have slightly a beginner level, a mature making simple baking cakes or just maybe normal bread for them to kickstart. Then from there, they jump on to another level like sourdough beginner, sourdough
Yeah.
intermediate, or sourdough advanced level.
Yeah. It's a good
Yeah.
preparation for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And why we also have this idea was because many people out there, they have a very fascinating dream of being their own, I don't know, bakery. They want to build their own bakery or cafes, right? So they have no knowledge about it. So most of the time they will be thinking, I can hire people, I can hire staff, but they never understand if you as a boss itself, if you do not know how to make all these things, what happens if one day you do not have anyone with you?
Yeah.
So we actually want to bring this education to those who are interested to build up their business. At least they know how to hands-on and do not rely on people.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least they know what to do when
Correct.
they need to do it themselves.
Yes.
Right. And they're prepped for it.
Yes.
So for someone who is interested into taking your classes, what do you think like the mindset should be? Like I'm sure like there's some people who's I'm very sure that I want to do this. I want to open a bakery. How about for those who's like, I'm not very sure, but I'm just interested.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Should they join or
Okay, of course. There are many different aspects that you can look into it. For those who curious about baking or curious about sourdough, I would always suggest them to learn how to make the starter first. That's the core thing. So that's why in our workshop, our class is actually 80% focused on how to culture the starter. Because with that, you understand So being saying that you need to understand the cultural meaning, right? You know how to feed it. We do feeding?
Yeah.
You need to do calculation. You need to do your time planning. So all this is like a little project management kind of thing. So that once you understand or understand through the process, right? Actually, it's very easy for you to continue to your next baking.
Listen to the full podcast in YouTube.